So other thing which we have here is a cold storage or a magnetic storage. And magnetic storage is the cheapest one, and magnetic storage does not give you any kind of a committed performance. Okay, so it says if I'm going to be going and choosing the magnetic standard, it says IOPS are not applicable here. Okay, so we do not have any kind of performance which is going to be committed to you. So then why do we need this magnetic one? In case if you need to go and store some kind of an application log, if you need to go and store some data which is not important for you or which is not used for real-time processing, you can actually go and dump all that data onto a more economical storage. It is slow, but it is going to be a more cost effective. And you can actually go and keep all your important data, all important files, all your databases here on the provision IOPS. While looking at the provision IOPS or the general purpose, you find we do have a different versions of it available. We have GP2, we have GP3. In future, we will be having a GP4. Okay. We do have IO1, IO2, and in future we'll see IO3 also going to be coming. And it is going to be, more having a more improvement, more faster. It's going to be more better than the previous version. Okay, that's what the advantage is going to be here for choosing it. On a one system, you can actually have a multiple volumes attached, and the multiple volumes can have a different type of data on it. Okay, that is something which is very much possible. If you want to go and install an operating system, most of the time we do keep the operating system on general purpose. Okay, so general purpose is very good for the operating system because operating system is read only during the booting. Afterwards, we don't have a lot of read and write operations going on. Okay, we are not going to be having that heavy read and write operations there. But if you're going to be going and using an application or a database, so it is a good idea to go and use a provisioned IOPS. Okay, so IO2 is a good idea for that. In case if you're going to be going and storing some data or you are keeping some data for the backup, you're going to be going and keeping some of the log files. Okay, then the magnetic is recommended. Magnetic is a good idea. So do not use magnetic for operating system or for the application. Otherwise, your system is going to be very slow to boot up. Okay, it is going to be very slow to start, and your application is also going to be having a negative performance. Okay, so it's not a good idea to go and use that one. Okay, we are actually going to be going and using a general purpose most of the time. Okay, because we don't have any kind of a specific high performance requirement, and general purpose and magnetic is something which is part of the free tier. Okay, so that means we are permitted to use the general purpose or the magnetic. If you're going to be going and trying to use the others, so you may get an error. Okay, so provisioned IOPS is the most expensive as well. Okay, that's going to be the most expensive as well. Can I change this volume type later on? Okay, right now we say we need a 30 gig and we need a general purpose here. So let's assume I have picked up general purpose, and once the machine is going to be up and running, is it possible that can I go and use this use the provision IOPS in place of the general purpose? The answer is yes. And you will be able to go and make those changes on the fly without causing any downtime. Okay, you will be able to go and shift from one type of a storage performance to another one. Okay, without any downtime. All right, we have more fields available here, such as snapshot, such as encryption, such as deletion or termination. but I will discuss those in a while. Let me pause here and let me take these questions first, and then we will discuss the other options as well. At this moment, 12.5 cent base cent. Okay, you can connect multiple different type of storage disk. You might have seen this device name. Okay, so we really don't have to bother about this device name. This is a path which is actually used by kernel. Okay, so uh, it will be consumed by the kernel to use this disk. Then we have a snapshot as well. Now, what this snapshot is and why it is listed here, why it is shown here. So this snapshot is actually going to be helping you use the operating system. Okay. So yesterday we created multiple systems, and you might be wondering, as soon as you start your EC2, you build your EC2. Your EC2 is really, really very quick, very fast to boot. Okay. So if you have to install operating system, it might take some time, right? It might take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. When you start EC2, it is really, really quick. It doesn't take much time to boot. How it is possible, how that magic is happening? Magic is happening with the help of this snapshot. Amazon has already installed this Windows operating system and created a copy of it. This is a copy of the pre-installed Windows, and this will be copied onto the disk you are going to choose here. If you're selecting a 30 gig disk, this will be copied over to this 30 gig disk for you. Okay. So in that way, you really don't have to go and install the operating system from the scratch. You are just cloning it. You are just making a copy of it and then start booting and working on it. Okay, that is how this snapshot is actually helpful. Uh, Next we have is delete on termination. Now, delete on termination means uh, delete on termination means uh, in case you are creating one EC2 virtual machine and you are using it for some time, but afterwards you decide that you do not need that virtual machine anymore. Okay, you actually want to go and return that EC2 machine back to the Amazon pool so that some other customer gonna be able to go and use it, able to consume it. Okay, so when you're gonna be going and deleting your server, decommissioning your server, okay, returning the server back, do you want to preserve the storage? Okay, so you have an option of, say, do not delete this storage on termination. I would like to go and preserve this hard disk. Now, what the benefit what the benefit we do have of of using this option is, once you preserve the disk, you will be able to connect this storage with some other EC2 machines. Okay, you will be able to go and connect that, use that with the other virtual machines and retrieve your data, use your data. Okay, so that's something really, really interesting. Uh, Block storage or the EBS also offer you to keep your data secure, keep your data encrypted. Amazon offers a service called KMS, or the Key Management Service, and this is where your encryption keys are handled, encryption keys are managed. So if you're going to go and say, yes, I want to go and encrypt this storage disk, Amazon is automatically going to be going and allocating a one encryption key for you, and then going to be encrypting the disk um, uh, automatically. Okay. And whenever you're going to be going and trying to use the data, it will be decrypted and used for you. Okay. So I do have a key ID shown here. If you're going to use this for the very first time, the key ID may not be there, but once you use it once, so key ID will be allocated and gonna be visible to you the next time. So for this root disk, I'm gonna go and choose that as no. I don't want to go and use it. Okay, I'm gonna be going and keeping it no. Delete on termination is yes. So which means I have actually not changed any of the settings here at all. Okay, all these options, all these settings are actually default. Okay, all right. So let's check the more option here. Is there a performance impact while using the encryption? No. Okay. No, Nirma. There's no performance impact. Okay. That's gonna be taken care by Amazon. Can you show us how to change the root volume without downtime? Oh, that is gonna be shown to you. That is gonna be done in the sysops. That's an operations job. Are the delete on termination encryption paid options? Oh, encryption is not a paid option, but if you're going to be preserving the disk, then yes, you actually have to pay for using that storage. Okay, then yes, the storage is going to be paid. Uh, Cold and magnetic is that same? Actually, the cold is a one family under magnetic. Magnetic is a technology, and cold is a one category underneath it. Okay, cold is the slowest magnetic or the cheapest magnetic. Okay, so magnetic is actually a technology here. What type of encryption it is? It's a software based or a hardware level? Oh, it is actually software based, but hardware encryption is also available if you need. Okay, that option is also available.